What's going on, man? Come on. Okay. We ready? Good evening. One more time. Good evening. Thank y'all for being here on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday afternoon. Fred here. Oh, no wonder it's storming out there. Fred. What we're going to do tonight, I'm going to be a little brief tonight because I think some weather's supposed to be coming in here in about an hour. So we'll probably cut us through in probably 15 or 20 minutes short by design so we can get people home before the weather gets real bad. I mean, it's just supposed to be a lot of rain, but still I want to be considerate of people trying to drive in the rain. Y'all won't mind if I cut it short for a few minutes, will you? Some of y'all happy about that, ain't you? Look at Scoper laughing over there. Yeah, if you're all good enough to come out, then surely I can cut it for a few minutes so people can get back home in a safe-like manner, and then we'll do it again next week. We got plenty of time. We don't have to rush with it. This coming Saturday, what are we looking at? Bernard, this way? I'm looking. No, that's a camera right there, Bernard. I ain't doing the scripture yet. I'm doing my notes. Chris, cut his check. This coming Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m., we'll have baptism. We got 2-3 people. We baptizing at 9 a.m. and I don't know if Audrey here, who works with Audrey, the baptism crew. We just need to make sure they're here make sure they're here on time. It's gonna be a pretty tight schedule. At 9 o'clock, we're gonna do our baptism. It don't normally take long. We got 3 candidates. And then at 10:30, Miss Lott's sister's funeral will be here. Miss Lott's daughter's funeral will be here at 10:30. So again, the funeral at 10:30 Saturday and the baptism at 9 o'clock. And we'll be able to get both of them in. And again, keep Miss Lott and her family in your prayer. Janona Beer, thank you for all the time. I know you've been spending a lot of time over there with her. Thank you so much for seeing out there, Sister Lott. We really appreciate it. We appreciate it all. Go Red is on February the 11th at 9 a.m. That's when we Go Red Hard for Women. We have an event here Saturday right here in our Family Life Center. We'll have activities. We'll have some blood pressure, some other things. Watley Health Services will be here. They have all kind of aerobics. Princess Norwood will be doing some aerobics for those who want to have aerobics. They're going to have a lot of free giveaways. And we do want the Beulah Knights to come out. We want you to come out. It's a community affair, but you have to come out first. We at home, and so we want all the auxiliaries. I know they want the ushers and the ambassadors to come out and all the greeters to help with the people coming. So again, all of you to come out. Again, that's on Saturday, February the 11th at 9 a.m. And then that next Sunday is Go Red Sunday. Go Red Sunday, we want you to wear something red. Again, it's for, as we represent Heart Disease Heart Month. Something red. If you ain't got nothing red, still come to church. Do not stay at home because you don't have nothing to wear that's red. It's all symbolic. So we do want you to come out and do that. Happy birthday, Ruby. My sister, happy birthday. Ruby. Happy birthday to Ruby. Let's see. Jack upstairs. He in the foyer waiting on some young men to come. Again, parents, grandparents, if you got some young men, please let them see Jack Clark. Again, we want to do our Boys to Men. Want to try to help mold and shape some young men here in our church. We need to do that So again, see Deacon Clark, and he's out there in the foyer for that. If you got your kids age 6, 8, 15, 14 for the junior choir, see Miss Jennifer Stepter over there. Please sign up, parents and grandparents, for your kids. We do want your young people to be participating in our choir. So please get a name to Jennifer. She wants to start rehearsing sometimes in March, which is really next month. February is already here. It's already here, ain't it? Jerry's gone? 28. Jerry said 28 days, it'll be gone. So please see Miss Jennifer Stepter and get Jen your kid's name. We do want them to sing. Bring your kids up in the church. Talk to them about Christ. Let them give their life to Christ. They will not know it all, but they'll grow in grace. So don't worry about it. They don't never know it all. But if they can learn these other things, they can learn, Pastor Ball, they can learn about the Lord. Okay. All right, Jen, who's singing for us tonight? Tim, you hear that? Come on, Jen, show us what you got tonight.
Good evening, good evening.
Oh, hey, Jen, before you sing, let me make one other announcement. I need to meet with all those who are interested in first responders. I wish we could meet Saturday around noontime. Anthony, you gonna be off Saturday? I want to have a meeting with all the first people who are interested in the first responder. Can you pass that on to Bethany or Brenda Perry, Anthony? Saturday at 12 noon. You got to work? Huh? Okay, I'll talk with you. But I want me to have a first meeting with all our first responders. We want to get our first responders back up and moving. And again, we want to have someone here like we're here on Wednesday night. I think Anthony got his bag over there on Wednesday night for Bible study. We want someone for both of our services. We've got a good group of people who's going to be doing this. Okay, Jen.
Good evening again. Come on, let's give the Lord a hand clap of praise this evening. Before I get started, since Bible study is cutting short because of bad weather, maybe we need to cancel rehearsal tonight, choir, and we'll just reschedule for tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, Voices of Beulah, okay? Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I'm tired. I am weak. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead
don't take your hand, if the Lord don't take your hand and lead you on, you're going to have some problems in your life. You're going to have some problems. In fact, that'll be part of our prayer sometime. You know, we pray to ask the Lord to lead us and guide us. Take my hand. I say this all the time about your relationship with the Lord. You got to make it personal. It's got to be my hand. He's got to be my God. He's got to be my shepherd. You can't worry about trying to share the Lord with nobody else. You got to be selfish when it comes to the Lord. Yeah. You got to be selfish. I often think what David said, the Lord is my shepherd. I ain't got nothing to do with Fred. I ain't got nothing to do with Audrey. He's mine. All mine. Yeah, you gotta be selfish with that thing. Share him, I ain't sharing him. He all mine. You don't share everything. This month we're going to talk about something called spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity. And we all ought to want to be mature as Christians. We're here tonight because of that. We're here tonight because we want to grow as Christians. Spiritually, we want to grow. Anything that don't grow, something's wrong with it. And if you don't want to grow as a Christian, something's wrong with that picture. You ought not to want to be like you used to be. All of us ought to be a little different. I often say that than we was a year ago. We ought to be stronger in 2023. We say we're going to rededicate our life. We ought to do that all the time. A growth process. So we're going to talk about spiritual maturity. Maturity, the state fact, a period of acting mature. Acting mature. Acting mature. I'm not going to jump ahead of my slides, but everybody don't act mature. Everybody don't act mature. Everybody don't act like they have spiritually grown. There are some folks in here, in our church and in all churches, act this year just like they acted last year. Yeah. But that's a self thing. We're going to talk about our own self. Spiritual growth is learning more about God and developing a closer relationship. Learning more about Him. That's why we're here tonight. To learn more about God and developing a closer walk with Thee. Learning about God. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't even speak of that what you don't know. You hear folks trying to speak about stuff, they don't even know what they're talking about. When it comes to the Lord, you can't if you don't know who He is or what's in His holy word. The Bible is the bestseller of all books, but probably the less read of all books. Everybody got a Bible, but how many of us take time out and do daily Bible devotion? Daily Bible reading. I often say our Bible is just like our manual in our car. And they don't even have manuals in your car. It's all electronic. But when they did have a manual in your car, if you got an older car, like my car, my little truck, I got an old truck. The guy, the news reporter came over here the other day, and he said, well, Pastor, they have some big nice trucks all around my little truck out there. He said, when the church gonna let you get you a nice truck? See, when I drive an old truck, they say y'all ought to be able to do better. If I drive a new truck, they say he's stealing money from the church. So, So preacher's caught between a rock and a hard place. But spiritual growth, learning about God and having a closer walk with thee. David had a heart after the heart of God. Oh, I love him so. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first. We used to sing that song when I was growing up, a little boy in school. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first. Falling in love with Jesus. Y'all remember that song? Who made that song? Renee, who made that song? Say who? Yeah, who made it? I don't know. Jonathan Buck. Jonathan Butler. All right. Falling in love with Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. You can fall in love with a lot of other folks. Some of you have tried that. You can fall in love with a lot of other things. And some of you have tried that. Some of all of us have tried that. But ain't nothing like falling in love with Jesus. That's the best thing. You can fall in love with some other folk, they'll leave you, Norwood. When it comes to Jesus, I can guarantee you one thing. If you don't leave him, sometimes if you don't leave him, he won't leave you. He'll be there. Falling in love. Not the kind of love some of us think about, not that Cupid love, but that agape love. That agape love. Spiritual growth is being more Christ-like. Christ-like. That's what the word Christian is. Being more Christ-like. We want to be like a lot of people, but we want all to be like Christ. Loving, caring, kind, empathetic, sympathetic, considerate of our fellow man. Just think about this. I heard there was a special on the other night concerning Lionel Richie. And Lionel Richie, I don't know if some of y'all have seen that. It might have been an old one. And he was talking about love. And music is a universal language. And he said wherever he go, he sang love ballads. People can understand love. What the world needs today is love. Just think of everybody loved each other. Just think the world will have everybody. Now that ain't gonna happen. It didn't happen in Jesus' day. But what the world needs today is love, sweet love. Spiritual growth builds on the foundation. You got to have a foundation. Everything got to have a foundation. You got to start somewhere. Everybody's not on the same level. Everybody's not the same level. But all of us got a foundation. Everybody's foundation is different, but everybody got a foundation. But you got to start somewhere. If you've never been to Bible study, you got to begin coming to Bible study. You've never been to 8 o'clock service or 10 o'clock, you got to begin. You got to start somewhere. Like exercising. A lot of folks don't want to exercise. You got to start somewhere. You got to start. So, spiritual growth and spiritual maturity starts with a foundation. A foundation, number one, that I want to grow, want to do better, something that's already in place. It's like math in school. You don't start out with trigonometry and algebra. I tried that. This is no lie. I tried that. It didn't work. It don't work. I left Druid High School, and I went down to the junior college, and I started off with algebra, and I flunked algebra. I went to another math up under algebra. I don't know what it was. I flunked that. And then they enrolled me in something called 099. Huh? Yeah. 099. That was like 1 plus 1. Yeah, true story. Actually, 1 plus 1 is. I tried to enroll in the University of Alabama. They looked at my transcript and said, "You got to be kidding me." Yeah, that's true. I had to go all the way back, start at 099, and build my way up. The basics. I thought, I don't know what I'm thinking. You think sometimes we fool our own self. I thought I could handle algebra coming out of Druid High School. I went in the top class at Druid, so I should have known that. I wasn't no Rhodes Scholar now. So like math in school, you don't start out with trigonometry or algebra. You know, it's good to talk about your own self sometime and see where the Lord done brought you from. I ain't the only one flunk math. Some of y'all flunk math. Some of y'all repeated a couple of classes too. Y'all were with me, my sister, my mama. Some of y'all, all y'all. Try to act like I'm the only one, Tim. I ain't the only one now. But we made it. But we made it. But we made it, yeah. 2 plus 2, then it's progression. That's how our life is. You have to start with a good foundation and work your way up. Spiritual growth. Oh, I said when I started at Sheldon, it wasn't Sheldon State. When I started, it was called Brewer State. Brewer State Junior College on Greensboro Avenue. Yeah. And Brewer State turned into Sheldon State. Yeah. We mature in stages. I mentioned earlier, everybody is not on the same level. Sand can take some stuff that I may not could take. You can take some stuff that sand can't take. The Lord blesses us all differently. We at all different levels in our life. But we all trying. And as long as you trying, as long as you working at it, and every day you wake up, it's another day the Lord has given us to get it right. Every day. Every day. And we ought to be glad about that. We got a lot of things we can be sad about, but you got a lot of things you can be glad about. You got a lot of things. Just the fact the Lord allowed you to come out here tonight. There are a lot of people ain't able. They're not even able. They wish they could change places with you. They wish they could. I think about that all the time. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. We all have our moments, but when you think about God, when you think about Him, My little grandson had a flat tire the other day. He gonna call me and tell me I'm gonna try to drive the car and meet you at a drugstore, Walgreens. I said, boy, leave the car right where it's at. I get to the car, the tire done completely blown out. He don't know about changing no flat. I take him to school, I come back to try to change the flat with help. I ain't finna change it myself either. I gotta have some help now. Not that I can't change it. But when you got good help, you better use it. Well, he got these lugs on his car with locks on them. Okay? So I text him in school, where the thing lug lock at? He don't want to text me back. He don't even text me back. And so I got to figure out how to get these towels with these locks on them. So I said, well, let me go down, call AutoZone. Well, they got all kind of lug locks down there. And really, if you want to know the truth about it, when you lock your wheels up, that ain't stopping nobody from stealing those wheels. Because they can just go to AutoZone or any place, O'Reilly's, and buy the whole kit and put it on your car and take your, yeah, think about it. If you are a thief and you steal rims and tires, you're going to get what you need to steal them with. So AutoZone sold me just what I needed. Then I put the spare on there, it's flat. But you know what I said though? I said, you know what? It could have been raining. It could have been snowing. And I don't say things can't get no worse, because they can get a whole lot worse. And so even in there, I try to find some good. Try to find, because it could have been a whole lot worse. And that's how I try to look at life. It could be a whole lot worse, you know. So we made it. Maturity is a growth process, physical, emotional, and mental. Physical, emotional, and mental. It's a growth process. Mental, emotional. All of us ought to want to grow physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. All of us. All of us ought to want to grow. One without the other, you can still have some problems. You can grow physically, but you ain't grown mentally or emotionally. And you still can have some problems. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. When you talk about growing spiritually, you want to grow in grace. And that's why I say with our young kids, get them as young kids and they grow as we do, we'll grow in grace. We learn together. We grow in grace. We grow when we learn about God's word. The question is, what is your own perception of your spiritual growth? What do you see yourself at? How do you see how you've grown? That's a personal question. Have you grown? Do you know you have grown? What do you feel about yourself? Are you the same person you used to be? You not? You know it, Fred? Huh? Yeah. Your wife said, thank God, too. Saying his wife said, thank God. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you ask your husband, he'll probably say, meet your wife and say the same thing. She sure can. Eric, if you ask Shay, she'll say the same thing, wouldn't she? Maxwell, you ain't got a wife yet, have you? Hang in there, Maxwell, you will. It's good to be able to say I'm not what I want to be, but I'm sure not what I used to be. Most of us in here got that testimony. Most of us ought to be able to say, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm sure not what I used to be. Ooh, you would have known me back then. London, you still on TikTok? So where are you at in your spiritual growth? Where do you see your own self at? I know I need some work on myself. I know I need some work. I am not there yet. Yes, I am the pastor, but I got a lot of work to do. Ain't trying to act like we holy and thou. I got my eagle wings on. I walk always on the right side of the road. I don't even look to the left. Can't fool ourselves like that. We all got flaws. We all got some things we all need to work on. If it ain't one thing, it's another. And ain't none of us in no shape to try to condemn or condone, point the fingers at nobody else. It's going to take all we can do, all I can do, to get my own self straight. But the good thing about when you know you got some issues, some things you need to work on, then you can work on them. When you don't think you got no problems, then you got a problem. So we have to be honest. How do you know you're growing? How do you know you're growing? How many times have we heard people say, act your age? Boy, you ought to act your age. Act your age. Heard people say that all the time. My mama used to say, boy, you're getting too big for your britches. And what they used to say about little girls? Huh? Fast? Carol, what your mama used to say about you, Carol? Don't try to act like you sitting over there. Sheila. Our parents had a lot of sayings like that, you know. Act your age. You may be grown, but you're doing childish things. Act your age. Be a man, be a woman, or be a child. Paul said, when I was a child, I thought as a child. I act like a child. But when I became a grown man, what he did, he put away what? We got to act our age as Christians, mature Christians. We got to act our age and put away some of that childish, foolish things. Not liking folks just because you don't like them. Folks ain't did nothing to you. I don't want to sit beside them in church. Put away some of that childish stuff. Act our age as Christians, as mature Christians. Christians who are growing, Christians who have grown. Act your age. Take the pacifier out your mouth. Pastor Gay, you didn't even speak to me this morning when you walked into church. Well, there's 150, 200 folks sitting in church when I walk in. don't expect a grown man to suck no ball. Huh? A grown woman. Grow up. Grow up. We expect and accept a baby to suck a ball. That's what we expect. But not grown Christians. Not grown Christians. We're bigger and better than that. We're mature people. We're loving people. Things that used to bother us shouldn't bother us. I ain't ready to go and fight like that no more. I ain't ready to go and cuss nobody out like that no more. Y'all know how some of y'all were quick to cuss out folks. For no reason, huh? Watch out. I'm stepping on a toe. Everybody got to be then. But we expect the baby to grow. However, life can help us shape us physically and mentally. Life can do that. Things can happen in life. Things have happened to some of us in life that help shape us spiritually, physically, emotionally. Things that happen. Things that happen in our life, we weren't ready for it to happen. But we've had to grow up fast. Take on responsibilities. Trust more in God. Sometimes the Lord put us in situations where we have to lean and depend on him. That's why he do it. When Gideon went into battle and had all of them, he said, you got too many. When you got too many, you're gonna get man the credit for it. So sometimes the Lord put us in situations where it's just me and you, Lord. And you'll realize if it hadn't been for the Lord on my side, ain't no way. He put you there. Nobody but you, Lord. Down here waiting on you. And I can't do. Boy, he'll put you there. Some folks in here got testimonies. Because I talk to you, and I know you do. I already know your story. Down here, Lord, waiting on you. And I can't do nothing till you come. That was a guy by the name of Clarence Carter. Hit me to the bell. He had a song about life experience.
I was born and raised down in Alabama on a farm way back up in the woods. I was so ragged that folks used to call me Patches. Papa used to tease me about it. Of course, deep down inside, he was hurt because he'd done all he could. My papa was a great old man. I can see him with a shovel in his hand. See, education he never had. He did wonders when the times got bad. The little money from the crops he raised barely paid the bills we made. Oh, life had kicked him down to the ground. When he tried to get up, life would kick him back down. One day, Papa called me to his dying bed, put his hands on my shoulders, and in tears he said, Patches, I'm depending on your son to pull the family through. My son, it's all left up to you. 2 days later, Papa passed away, and I became a man that day. So I told Mama I was gonna quit school, but she said that was Daddy's strictest rule. So every morning before I went to school, I fed the chickens and I chopped wood too. Sometimes I felt that I couldn't go on. I wanted to leave, just run away from home. But I would remember what my daddy said, with tears in his eyes on his dying bed. He said, Patches, I'm depending on you, son. I tried to do my best. It's up to you to do the rest. Then one day a strong rain came and washed all the crops away. And at the age of 13, I thought I was carrying the weight of the whole world on my shoulders. And you know, mama knew what I was going through, cause every day I had to work the fields, cause that's the only way we got our meals. See, I was the oldest of the family, and everybody else depended on me. Every night I heard my mama pray, Lord, give him strength to make another day. Well, years have passed and all the kids are grown. The angels took mama to a brand new home. Lord knows, people, I shedded tears, but my daddy's voice kept me through the years. Saying, Patches, I'm dependent on your son to pull the family through. My son, it's all left up to you. Oh,
Life experiences can change you. It can change you mentally, it can change you emotionally, and it can change you spiritually. It can bring you closer. Oh, don't tell me life experience won't bring you closer to God. Let me keep my word. Let me keep my word. I'm nearly being here just as long. Let me keep my word. We'll start back again next week. I want to get out a few minutes early because I want people to be able to get home before the weather come in. Spiritual growth, people. And we'll continue next week. Come on, Jen, you got another one for me? Come on, Jen. Huh? Jen said she won't let me in with that on Patches. To the Bell? Where To the Bell at? Huh? Where she at? Huh? You want to play it again? Let's stand, you people. Anyone tonight want to give their life to Christ? Anyone looking for a church home tonight? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here tonight. What a wonderful crowd we have tonight. And again, we'll pick right back up where we left off next week where we left off on tonight. Thank you again. God bless you. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you again for this night and all their blessings. Go with us as we leave this place, but never out of that presence. Traveling grace, Lord, to make ourselves home safely, and we'll find all things well, and we'll pause and look into the heavens and give you some thanks for a safe and assured journey. In Jesus' name.
Pre-order gives you a chance to win a new electric car. We know, it's shocking.